Every single gaming session I play Warzone, I walk away with at least a 20 kill win. And in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how you can too. It's time to get good. Now, in order to drop high kill games consistently, you need to be consistent, right? We don't want to be that kind of player that every once in a while gets lucky, or every once in a while is having a good day and you drop your 20 kill game or your PR, whatever your goal is. You want to raise your skill floor to a high enough level to where you can do this consistently. That's going to come with, dedicated practice, getting into private matches, learning from your deaths in Warzone. All of those things are going to help you play at a more consistent level, which will, smooth things out overall. The second thing is playing Warzone with a system. I play the exact same way every game. The early game here is a little bit slow, so I'm going to yap here for a second. I talked about in my video of 10 rules to go from bot to pro. Playing Warzone with a system. Early game phase, mid game phase, regain phase, end game phase. There's one phase of this game that I think I nail. This specific game. This actually ends up being a very sloppy game for me. It might not look like it to some of you, but for me, this was a really sloppy game. Some bad deaths, some missed shots. I was feeling really clunky on the sticks. I haven't been playing as consistently as I want to.
Enemy UAV overhead.
But just goes to show, my base level of skill is high enough to where I can do this consistently. I'm not joking, and I'm not exaggerating. Every single time I play, if you give me at least 2 hours, I'm dropping a 20 kill game. Easy. So that's what my goal is in this video, is to break down exactly how I think about that. So, a little bit of a slower start to the game. We got a loadout box for free. Right now I'm trying to find some kills. That's one thing, is that every single good player is constantly just focusing on kills. The second I get out of the early game phase and get my loadout, I am immediately looking for kills. I'm not looting, I'm not doing anything else. The only thing I am focused on is how can I get more kills? Which is obvious, but there's a little bit of nuance to it. So we're hearing some footsteps right now. Trying to locate exactly where this is. Couldn't tell if it was above me or below me. I have my UAV, and so I just go ahead and pop that real quick. If we look up here, we got a lot going on, but most of it is on the top side of the map, okay? So just pay attention to that. I'm trying to figure out where this guy's at. I know he's below me. Tracking that dot, right? The dot shows us he's below us, and so I'm looking right where that dot should be. Center my crosshair. Get a little Batavius. Honestly, because that guy was a rocket skin, I didn't anticipate him hearing me, let alone doing what he does right here. This is crazy reach out of him. Solid reach out of him, but I was not expecting this. So I hit a little jump as I'm coming down here, pre-firing. I'm like, all right, this guy's decent. He's moving around. He's got good shots. Slide out here, anticipating him to run out. Let's keep pre-firing. A little bit of a sloppy kill. Right away, I want you to notice that we were getting shot at by this guy, right? And so rather than sitting here and looting this guy and walking around and, just dilly-dallying, we immediately turn and we start looking for this guy. Right, I gotta reload, I gotta put on plates. But I'm working towards this guy, he's getting loadout, and so I figured I was gonna catch him getting loadout, but he actually plays this really smart, head glitches the loadout, anticipating me. I immediately back out because he's got first shots. He's got a nasty head glitch. I gotta shoot through a fence. I don't want that gunfight. And we're gonna talk a lot about pacing in this game, right? If you want to drop 20 kill games, you gotta have good pacing. And one of the ways to have good pacing is know when to cut bait, know when to leave a fight, and know when to go pursue other things. We talked about earlier. If you look at the minimap, we talked about earlier. There was a lot of stuff on our minimap when we popped UAV, but it was all this way. Right? There was only 2 guys directly on our map. The rest of them were, on the edge. And so do I want to keep fighting over here? No, I don't. Kill that guy again. Right, now we're coming back over to the area where we saw people earlier. I saw people over here, so I put myself in the area. What do you know? Start seeing shots. I hear shots inside the building. I see up on my minimap that it's above me in the road. So I take a jump spot, clean up a third-party fight, played really fast there. What am I doing immediately? If we back up here, I saw this guy right here, right? And so the second I get out of this gunfight down here, I immediately look. This is one of the biggest differences between, I don't want to say a bot and a pro, but just average players and good players is they spend way too much time doing stuff that isn't, high priority. Our only focus here is not only kills, but making sure that we're safe. I'm not even trying to turn on this guy to make sure that I get the kill. I'm trying to make sure that he's not third-partying me, right? All about timing, all about pacing. All this stuff is really important. So we third party this fight.
Primary objective complete.
Right?
Targets eliminated.
I don't spend too much time. I immediately switch to my AR. I don't even reload here. Look where my crosshair is. I'm immediately centering on where the last place I saw this guy was, right? And so I don't know if he's running over here. I don't know if he ran down below. I don't know what's going on. So I stop, listen for audio cues, put myself out, try to bait some shots. Sure enough, he's right here.
He's online.
Get a little bit lucky trying to get away. I should have turned more into the door. Now, what is that guy most likely to think? What is he going to do, right? He gets first shots. I'm super weak, right? Like, I was one bullet probably right there. What is that guy possibly going to do? Possibly. Like, if that was me, I immediately push up these stairs and come this way, or I push underneath, right? And so I want to make sure that I'm ready for that. I have a little bit of a power position. I don't want to give that up to this guy. I don't want to give up stupid deaths. That's going to be something we talk about in this video as well. It's like, don't die stupidly, because that can torch your games. But on the same token, like, you can still die, especially on Resurgence and Rebirth. You can still die and drop high kill games. You're going to see I die 2, 3, 4 times this game. Actually end up still having a pretty good game, even though it was sloppy on my part. Right there, we pop a UAV, and then we buy a UAV. I got a couple comments in one of my last videos that someone was questioning why I did that. To some people, that's very obvious. You know, I pop a UAV for the immediate information, and then I hold another UAV for future information. So when you're trying to drop high kill games, you'll always want to be playing with information. In one of my last 2 videos, I talked about the 4th skill, or one of the hidden skills of Warzone, which is information. Information is arguably more important than aim and movement, because you're going to see that, like, in this game, my aim and movement are below average for my play. For normal for me, it's below average. But because I'm playing so well with information, it doesn't even matter. And information is really important. So if you're trying to drop high kill games, you always want to know where players are. You want to be trying to figure out where players are. You want to have UAVs. You know, you want to turn up your audio, listen and learn those audio cues. Information is so important.
Hostile UAV.
Easy read. We just look at the minimap. I see that he's right there. Get the knock. Don't let him self-res. I'm immediately looking for the next fight, right? If we look up at the minimap, we got one guy below us here. So I'm anticipating him running up the stairs. I hear audio cues, concrete underneath me. That means he's left. Slide. Centering where I'm most likely to see this guy, right? Because it sounded like he was going to run over here. Thought maybe he hears me. Maybe he'll chow me. Notice how I haven't plated. Sloppy game out of me, like I said. Throw a grenade to try and, you know, just cause some chaos. Hit a different angle here. Look where this guy's looking. Because of the audio cue, because of the explosion, because of him throwing a C4, he doesn't hear me run over, jump out the window, right? So just a little bit of misdirection here. Makes this guy look like a bot, and he probably was a bot. But that's another thing. Good players make bad players look like bots. Now, I'm not saying that that guy wasn't an actual bot, but there are some good players in this lobby, especially towards the end of this video, or especially towards the end of the gameplay. Well, if you guys are enjoying this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Got Battlefield 6 coming, Battlefield 6 BR, new Warzone. What are you guys going to be playing? Playing Battlefield or you playing COD? Let me know.
Well done.
All right, so as we're sitting here, we got the truck pulling. I'm looking to either throw a grenade, which I can't, or, you know, catch this guy getting inside the building. We look up at our minimap, he gets out, runs inside. I want to catch good timing on this. I don't want to sit here and waste time, right? Let's get this gunfight over with. Get a little lucky there. That guy was rotating out of the gas, a little weak. All right, so now we're looking for more kills here. Get out of gunfights. I don't loot. Immediately I'm on to kills. Immediately I'm on to getting information. We got 17 grand right now. We got 17 grand. I know there's a guy inside Grandma's. And so while I'm pushing up to Grandma's, I'm checking, making sure that we're safe, but I'm looking to get information here. That's my goal. That's the whole reason I came up here. Don't know if this guy's going to hear me. Want to center my crosshair. Listen for a little bit. Make sure it's safe. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. I thought that I didn't have smokes, maybe. I mean, I know I didn't have normal grenades, but that was kind of a waste of a uni right there. Pop one, hold one. Pop one for the immediate information. Hold one for future information. Now we're looking to find kills. Trying to figure out where I want to go. We look at the map here. Where would you go? Right? Like, if you're trying to drop a high kill game, where should you go? You could argue headquarters. You could argue prison. But I like coming over here. The reason I want to come over here is because the zone is most likely to close down here anyways. So that's one thing just for future. That's like very low priority, but it's something I'm thinking about. The main thing I'm thinking about is where are the most amount of people that I can get into the most amount of gunfights. And we got 5 people here, 1 people here, 2 people here. I could push up and kill headquarters and then rotate this way, but I immediately just come over here because these guys are close to each other, right? The longer I let this play out, the more likely this 5 people is to turn into 2 people. So that's what I'm thinking right now, is just putting myself in an area where I'm most likely to get into the most amount of gunfights. There's also a bounty down here. I'm also just putting myself in a new area. Even if I didn't have the UAV, I would probably just put myself in a brand new area of the map. It would probably be prison, top prison, but even without UAV, I'm just thinking in my head, where have I not been? Where have there most likely to been people? Or where are there most likely to be more people that I haven't seen? Grab a bounty just for free cash. I see these guys are fighting up here, right? And immediately we see that, you know, this group of 5 players immediately is turning into 3 or 4. This guy just got out of a gunfight. I'm looking to third party here. Centering. Catch that guy with his pants down. Where does my crosshair go, right? People think that's walls. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Previous information. This is why I think UAVs, aka information, is one of the biggest skills. One of the most simple things you can do to drop more kills in Warzone is when you pop a UAV, first, pop the UAV in an area where you haven't been. Second, soak up as much information on that UAV as possible. And so what I mean by that is, yes, I'm looking to kill this guy, but I'm also thinking, okay, there's a guy on the road. There's a guy floating above tents. There's also a guy in this house. When I kill this guy here, what is the guy in the house possibly going to do? I'm not saying he's most likely to do it, but what is he possibly going to do? He's going to hear that and be like, oh, third party, right? There's already people shooting here. So look where my crosshair goes, right? Like if there's a guy in the house, where's he likely to pop up? Look where my crosshair immediately goes. Right where this guy is. This is another thing, centering. Centering is one of the most underrated skills in Warzone. If you can perfect your centering, which is very closely connected to how you use your information, you're going to look like you're cheating, right? Not great shots out of me there. Nasty grenade, though. Nasty grenade, though.
Enemies are dropping into the area.
Kobe.
Watch the sky.
All right, so we hear one guy land to our left, and we also see the guy that we just killed earlier, right? Like we see these pulses. When you kill someone in Resurgence and they land back in, you can see them. So now I know there's one guy close here, there's one guy close here, and then one at Control Center. Slide out with good centering here. I hear footsteps going this way. Center my crosshair where I'm most likely to see that guy. The second he comes out, he's dead. First shots. Got a guy running on the roof. We got a car pushing towards us. And this is a section of the video that I want to talk about. Good players know how to go on offense and go on defense simultaneously. They know when to push the gas and when to hit the brake. And I think that in this section, I do a really good job of, yes, playing aggressive, yes, playing for kills, but also making sure I'm not playing out of position. This is one of those things that you can only really learn by getting into as many gunfights as you possibly can, pushing everything you possibly can, being very aggressive. This is why a lot of good players, pro players, Z-laner, I've heard a lot of these guys say, like, just get into as many gunfights as you can. Push everything. Just push, 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 push. It's because they want you to learn this specific skill. Not only how to kill people, but how to play safe while you're killing people. And so you always want to be thinking about, like, yes, I want to be in gunfights, but where can I take this gunfight the safest and the most efficient from, right? Like, I want to protect myself and make sure I'm not overexposing myself, but I also want to give myself access to the kill and the next kill and the next kill. It's a very, very, very fine line, and it can get a little confusing. The only really way that you can learn it is to just get into as many gunfights as you can. Over time, you'll just start to learn from those mistakes, those deaths, like, okay, next time I don't want to take the fight from outside this building. I want to take the gunfight from inside this building. I saw this truck pulling up. I know that I don't want to get over aggressive because a lot of times when people are driving around, if you look up at the mini-map, this guy's going to swing back around.
Gas is moving.
See, even for me, like those were bad shots for me. All right, so get out of that gunfight. We hear footsteps behind us. Trying to figure out how I want to take this. I decided to just slide chal it with good centering. I realize he turns his back to me. And I'm like, does this guy know I'm here? He turns his back to me and then runs left. So I'm like, I don't really know if I want to chase this, but I'm going to try and keep up with this guy. Right? Because I knew that there were stairs here. There's more stairs to the left. Just trying to figure out what this guy's doing, where he's coming from. He turns his back to me, and I'm like, oh, this guy really isn't respecting the fact that I'm here. He's playing really weird, and so I kind of go into a cautious mode. This is one of the gunfights that I was talking about when I meant, like, yes, getting the kill, but also making sure that I'm playing safe. So I knew that there was a guy that landed here earlier. I know that there was a guy that landed down here. I hop over the wall and just hold irons on this guy. Because this guy's trying to bait. This guy's moving around a lot. He's going to continue to move around a lot. And it's going to look like, hey, like this gunfight's taking a long time. You're missing shots. But I'm really just trying not to overexpose myself because I know there's a guy here. And I know that this guy's just trying to break my camera, right? Like, this guy's screwed. There's nowhere for him to go, really. He runs away. I'm like, all right, he's going to die to this guy. So I just played up. I'm like, all right, you can die to him. He comes back. Continues to run around. Never overexpose myself until this guy, you know, the guy from the house ends up running down. Immediately pull out my knife, play for cover, start plating up. I know this guy's going to chase. I'm listening. I hear him go right. I'm not ready to fight yet, and so I go left.
Too close.
The car's trying to run us over, so we get inside the building. Just like I said earlier. Get that kill. Immediately play inside. Again, car's trying to run us over. Reload. Get ready for him to get out. Cars are very dangerous. You gotta respect cars. I'm cooking a nade here because I know this guy's gonna try and run me over. I was gonna bounce it off the ground right away and then run back inside. But when I see him go left, I'm like, all right, he's gonna go left. He's gonna try and come this way. And so now I know I have enough time to cook the nade and try to blow up his car. Immediately dodge the car, disable his vehicle. Just making sure that I'm not overexposing myself.
Their rover is done.
Enemy dropping into the AR.
Looking up at my minimap, I saw a guy landing in.
Enemy
Ended up
UAV
being him.
overhead.
$31,000.
UAV in the area.
We're starting to get towards the end game now. Starting to get towards the end game a little bit here. I want to start spending my money. As we're pushing up, get a fire sale. I'm like, all right, I got enough money to pop 1 million advanced UAVs.
Enemy UAV is online.
So I buy 3, pop 1. Immediately realize there's a guy above me. There's a guy above me. We got one over here. Making sure that he's not going to push over and try and kill me. I grab an extra loadout just for trying to get my 8 attachment. Don't really need my 8 attachment, but because I have enough money to do it, I'm going to do it.
Enemy UAV
I'm also starting to think about the end game a little bit here, but I want you to pay attention. This is why information is so important. Which of these guys is a bigger threat to me right now? This guy is on the roof. I know you can't see it, but he's on the roof. This guy clearly isn't trying to jump down because I've been here. I've been popping UAVs. I've been throwing my loadout. You're going to just pay attention to this guy. Okay? Right? Like, what is that guy trying to do? He sees the red smoke. He's trying to third party. It's not rocket science, guys.
Get ready.
And this guy, whatever, I don't know what this guy's doing. I don't know what that guy's doing.
Surgeon's window is about to close.
Trying to get the kill. This guy lands on top of me, or below me here. This guy.
Contract failed.
I should have respected that more. That's why I said there's a couple deaths here that are sloppy. A couple deaths here that are sloppy. So basically the guy that I just killed landed on top of the satellite tower behind me. A lot of people will play that way on control, but I didn't respect it because I was like, oh, he's got a pistol. But it's so late in the game that he doesn't have a pistol. If you don't know, when you resurge or respawn later in the game, oftentimes you'll get like an SMG or an AR or whatever it is because they know that you're gonna have a harder time regaining, and so they want to make it more even for you. I was assuming this guy had a pistol. I didn't respect it. I was like, I can take a couple pistol shots.
Contract failed.
But he actually just shoots me in the back with a AMX. So unfortunately we die here. Now, this is one of the biggest skills. If you're trying to drop high kill games, and in Resurgence specifically, you have to be okay with dying because you have to push that envelope, right? You have to play aggressive. You have to overextend for kills sometimes. I wouldn't call that an overextension, but you have to be okay with dying. I still drop, 20 plus kills. I think I died 3 or 4 times this game. I still dropped 20 kills. You need to know how to regain. Specifically, the only reason I'm able to drop 20 kills this game is because my regains are very quick, very good. I get back into the game as soon as possible. That is the goal of the regain phase. Get back into the game as soon as possible. And so what should I be thinking when it comes to my regain here? Where should I be thinking about going? You don't have to answer this question the right way because it might not be obvious to a lot of people. But if I want to get back into the game as soon as possible, I need to get good guns. Doesn't have to be my guns, but I need to get back to good guns as soon as I can. There's really 2 main ways I can do that, right? I could land back on my stuff, or I could land back on that giant loot pile that we saw earlier, right? Like I killed what? 2 or 3 players over here, 2 or 3 players over here. If I just put myself in an area that I know is safe because I cleared it out already, and there's also guns, like I still have my UAV up, I know there's guns here, I could go there, or I could go back for my stuff. So those are the things I'm weighing in my mind right now, right? Like, what do I want to do? Do I want to go back for my stuff, or do I want to go back for over here? Now, in this regain, hint, hint, in this regain, I end up coming back over here because I want these kills, and I know that I have a loadout, right? Like we popped our loadout drop earlier. I know that I have a loadout bottom floor. I'm not going back for this stuff because it's way too close to them. They're going to be ready for it, but I can go for my loadout.
Inbound.
Right? I see them fighting. They're distracted. This guy's a little bit of a threat to me, but if I do it quick, I can immediately get my gun, get inside. Now, if this guy wants to kill me, he's got to drop down on top of me. This might seem scary. This might seem like overextension, but if you can practice these kinds of regains where you just dive bomb, immediately get, like, it's just like landing in the early game, right? If you dive bomb, immediately get a gun and just focus on where people are coming from, it's not as scary, right? Like the reason people fail at these, the reason people aren't good at these kind of regains is because when they land in, they're like, oh, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to grab all this stuff. No. Just get a gun, defend your area. That's all that matters. You don't need to worry about the perks. You don't need to worry about this impact grenade. Oh, there's specialists on the ground. Screw that. You don't need all that stuff. All you need to kill someone is a gun, right? So just focus on getting that. I get the gun, immediately defend. The guy does jump down, right? I don't know where he's coming from. I heard grass footsteps, and so I'm like, okay, maybe he's coming from this door. He's not. Shut the door. Get a little bit caught off guard by the other player that was in this building. Use our movement to break his camera. Easy peasy. But I know there's still 1 or 2 players here. I'm trying to figure out the footsteps. It sounds like he's on my level, but he's also sounds like he's above me. Right? So as we push up here, pushing with good centering, now I realize he's on the roof, right? Because we saw that little smoke coming through the floor. We also hear the footsteps. All right, so now we are for sure in the endgame phase. I need to get all my endgame checklist tools. The reason I looted that box was because I wanted, I just want to see what I get. I don't know if I'm gonna get a satchel or a gas mask or whatever it is. But we'll talk about that death. The reason I'm looting right there is because I'm trying to get something for the endgame, right? I'm trying to get like a gas mask or a satchel or a self-res. A lot of times when you loot in the late game, especially those blue crates, they'll spit out endgame materials. So take a bad chow here. I figure out where this guy is. We push from bottom floor to second floor to third floor. And I'm using my audio cues to figure out where this guy's at. There's 2 ways to figure out where someone is, like information-wise. You got audio and you got visual. Audio is a really good way to figure out roundabout where someone is, generally where someone is. Visually, I always use a shoulder. So you're going to see me here. I hit a quick shoulder because I know that this guy's up here. I know this guy's up here just based on audio. I don't know if he knows I'm here, though. So I visually check. I see him holding that pre-aim. And a lot of times, in this specific situation, when you see a sniper aiming at you, and they're holding an iron, they're trying to hit a headshot, right? And so what I do here is I try to slide underneath him, right? Try to slide underneath him, make him miss. If I can just make a sniper miss 1 time, he's dead, right? So he shoots, I slide out, but then I catch really bad timing here. Because look how this plays out. I shoulder, and he reacts super late and then shoots. And so I was anticipating him not shooting there because I shouldered so quick. I was anticipating him shooting when I tried to chow again. But what ends up happening is he shoots before I chow, and now he's switching to his AR. So when I slide out, I was anticipating him to still have his sniper. He has his SMG. It just goes to show, like, how many little teeny tiny things, how many little teeny tiny timing instances can throw off a gunfight, right? So that guy earned that. That guy earned that. Bad chow out of me. It was a very aggressive chow, but ends up working out. Okay, so we hit another regain, right? Like, bad death. Now we have nothing. Like I said, still end up dropping 20 kills this game. This is why regains are so important. We talked about earlier, where are the places that I can go to get back into the game as soon as possible? We know there was a bunch of stuff over here. Now, second part of the regain. What do we need to be thinking about when we land here? Every single time you regain in Warzone, the person that killed you can see you. Okay? And so that guy I've already gotten to a gunfight with 3 times this game, I think 2 or 3 times this game. He's killed me twice. I think I've killed him twice or something like that. And so we know that he just killed us control center. He knows we're good. I know he's good. A lot of times when I'm trying to land back in, he's going to see me, right? He's going to see that big pulse of me landing in. When someone kills you in Resurgence, they can see you landing in. And so what is that guy going to do, right? He's control center. He's out of the zone. He's seeing this player that he's ran into a bunch of times landing over here. What's he going to do? He's going to push over here. Almost 10 times out of 10, he's going to try and push over there, right? He doesn't want to let me get back into the game.
Taking it back.
He's even shooting at me. Like you can see right here, he's even shooting at me.
Fire.
So I get to the ground. I know I've already cleared out this area. I know I have good stuff here already. Like I know there's stuff here because I killed all these players over here earlier. So I just immediately get a gun, grab everything I need, start defending my area. This guy's far enough away. This guy's far enough away to where I know I can, loot up fully and like get a good SMG, get a good AR, get my perks, plate up. Because that guy's pretty far away, right? It's going to take him a minute to get over here. Now, I get all my stuff, I lay down, I get back, to full strength, and I just sit here for a second because I'm trying to figure out information. I know that I'm pretty safe here. When I lay down in this area, I know that I'm pretty safe here, right? Like I've already cleared out most of this. There's probably a guy down here. There's probably a guy up here. I know there's a guy over here, but I'm safe. So I'm just getting into information collection mode. I can't die right now. We're fully in the endgame phase. And so from here, you're going to see me play completely for positioning. You're actually, I'm gonna back it up because you're actually gonna hear this guy vault over or hit concrete. It's very, very subtle. I'm gonna turn it up. I'm gonna turn it up a lot, but you're gonna hear a very, very subtle footstep, maybe.
ADVR ready for launch.
Yeah, right there. There was a couple little audio cues. I don't expect you to hear those because it's on YouTube, but a couple little audio cues told me there was somebody pretty far away from me, but I heard something. I don't need to do anything, though, because he doesn't know exactly where I'm at.
You're losing ground.
Hear the concrete footsteps. He jumps over us. I shoot his body because we fought each other. This is our 5th time fighting each other, and I was annoyed. All right, now we're fully in it. Fully in the endgame phase. I got everything I need. Checking to make sure where people are. We hear unsuppressed gunshots. What do? We immediately look up at the minimap, right? So now I know there's 2 players over by the buy station. There's 10 players left in this game. Now I know where 2 of them are. I also heard stuff down to my right. I'm getting some free kills. Take what the game gives us. Now we're gonna start playing for positioning, right? You hear those audio cues? Let's back up. What are those audio cues? Now, I don't expect you to know elevation, but those audio cues are someone laying like prone. They're prone and they're moving around. They're crawling, right? That's a crawling sound. I don't expect you to know that he's above, but in this case, I'm like 90% sure that he's above the ladder, just laying there, just because when you play here, this late in the game, there's people above the ladder, right? Like, that's just a common spot. That doesn't mean I don't clear it, though, because I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure, so I'm just visually clearing, good centering, checking all the corners, checking under the bed. Now I know he's above me. Here's somebody shooting over here. Here's stuff underneath me. What do I need to be worried about right now? The guy above the ladder or the stairs? Both. So I'm just listening. Now I want you to pay attention. I use the audio cues here. I use the audio cues here to determine the timing of my challenge. I use the audio cues to know that he's coming up the stairs. When I know that he's sprinting up the stairs, that is when I can slide out and break his camera. So just pay attention. I use the audio cues for timing.
I'm reloading.
Still a lot of people left. We got 6 guys left. I know there's one above me. I'm trying to suss out this guy a little bit. I'm trying to use the tools that I have to figure out where that, not to figure out where that guy is, but to get him to do something. All right, and so now notice how I'm just gonna. I already have the 20 bomb, right? I'm just gonna slow way down here and just play entirely for positioning. I don't know what the zone is gonna do, but I have a pretty strong power position, right? Like, there's a decent chance that the zone could pull. It might not pull to this building, but this building might be safe in the next zone, right? Like, all I can do is just try to predict the zone. You got people fighting over at tents. I'm also thinking about, like, there's probably people living quarters. I know there's a guy above me. I know there's definitely a guy in that building because we saw it earlier. There's probably a guy here and then maybe a straggler coming up underneath or something, right? Like, I'm just doing process of elimination. I know there's 5 guys left other than me. Where are they, right? Trying to figure that out. I'm not overextending for kills here because this is a situation I know that if I overextend for kills that I'm gonna die. Now if I was on the borderline of like getting a 30 bomb, I would probably push everything, right? Because I'm okay with losing in that case. Like I'm willing to risk for a 30 if I'm in a 30. But since I already have the 20 secured, it's like I just want to go for the win here, right? Especially when I'm recording videos.
Got 4 remaining.
Guy steals my kill.
Switching max.
All right, zone pulls away from us. Worst zone pull you could possibly, like, this is probably a 10%. This is probably a 10% zone pull, right? Worst zone pull I could possibly get. But that is why the end game checklist is so important. Now I get a little lucky with my end game checklist because a lot of the things were over where I looted earlier. But I made sure that I grabbed every possible tool. I was very resourceful. Every possible tool that I could use. The satchel, the gas mask, the smokes, the cluster, the munitions box. All of these things helped me, close out this game. And so right now I'm thinking, how can I get from point A to point B, right? There's really only 2 ways. I either go up this little, walkway that goes up there, or I make a gas play, right? I could try and make a gas play super wide left, but it's going to take me a really long time to get up there. The only 2 places I can really go are the little path here and right up here on the right if I make a quick gas play. And so that's what I'm thinking right now. I know that I need to move fast, though. Got one guy above me. I hear those footsteps last second. That guy was crawling underneath me. Now everybody knows I'm here, though, because I just shot an unsuppressed C9. And so I'm assuming, right, like, if I just walk out here, I'm probably going to die, right? Like, I should die, hopefully. There should be good enough players where if I just walk out in the open, I'm going to die. So, I use my smokes. I use my cluster. Use my cluster to cause a little bit of chaos, to cover up sound, to pin the guy that's above me, right? Like, the guy above me is my biggest threat, but I'm also using the cluster as sound cover. This is why I like clusters more than precisions. Because precisions happen in like 3 seconds, right? Whereas a cluster lasts literally like 15 seconds. Bam, 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 a lot of smoke, a lot of noise. You can use it directly on top of something. Whereas like a precision is just so fast, you don't have a lot of control over where the planes come from. That's why I like clusters over precisions. I'm not using it to help me get a kill. I'm using it to cause chaos and give myself cover. Okay, so we're getting shot from roof. We're getting shot from somehow a guy in the street. We use our smokes really quickly, right? Like I pre-smoke, play into my smoke, be a hard target, throw another smoke on the wall, make sure I'm plating up, playing in my smoke. I'm safe. All I gotta do is play my smoke here. Now, I'm trying to figure out, okay, do I go stretch for this path, or do I really go this way? And like, the decision is made for me. I'm not even gonna call this like a crazy 300 IQ gas play, because it's not. Like, there's only 2 options. One of the options is a bad option, so I just go with the other one, right? There's a little bit of hesitation here, but I'm like, I have to. I have to go this way. There's no way I run through that path and make it.
You're in the top 3.
Now, you hear we're in the top 3. So I saw that there was one below the path, and if we actually back up, there's one above the path as well. I can back up. It's very, very subtle. I don't even know if I actually caught it in the moment, but you're gonna see a guy like this guy right here. Oops. You're gonna see this guy right here take the path. I don't even know if I caught it in the moment. I think I did, but because I was also getting shot. Regardless of whether I knew that guy was there, though, it's just good practice to have good centering here, right? Like, my biggest threat is if someone made the rotation with me. My crosshair is already where someone's most likely to be. Shoot this guy in the back. Now we're in a 1v1. What do I need to be thinking? I know there's a guy below, right? I know there's a guy below. I saw that. I knew that because there was 2 people behind me. One was shooting me. And so now I just need to play cover and anticipate the only place that guy can come from, right? Like, there's no way that guy rotated with me. There's no way. He was fighting for the trail, the path.
I'm reloading.
So from here, it's very easy. Just play cover, give myself the best chance, start listening, pay attention to the path. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go check out both the 10 rules for going for bot to pro and the hidden skill of Warzone. Those are the videos that I talked about in this video. But like I said, if you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.